Welcome to Why Though the Podcast.
We did it. That was amazing. Hello, Destiny Johnson.
Hello, Lizzy Acker. It's been so long.
Oh my gosh, it seems like it's been a year.
Wow. Not for you listeners out there, but for us, it has been a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, wow.
Since we've seen each other.
Yeah, we haven't seen each other. And
Here at Why Though the Podcast.
I've been in the office. Now we're in the office. We're back. It's 2024. I'm still struggling to write 2024 on my checks. Just kidding. Nobody writes checks anymore, but I do have a journal that I put the year in, and occasionally I'll be like, oh no, it's not 2023.
It's okay. We're only 8 days in, so you'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah.
Welcome
to Why Though the Podcast.
Yeah, welcome to Why Though the Podcast.
In case you're new in this new year, this is a podcast where we take Lizzy's critically acclaimed, in my opinion, advice podcast from the Oregonian called Why Though, and we turn it into a podcast.
That's it. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We talk about advice questions and just other things.
Yeah.
Things we want to talk about.
Life
we're
advice,
just
basically.
pals. We're pals with each other, and we're pals with you.
Absolutely. And you were up to all sorts of fun stuff. You went to Disney with the fam.
I am wearing my Disneyland sweatshirt like
It's
a
very
total
cute.
nerd.
And if you want to see it, you can go to Oregon Live's YouTube channel. We do upload a video of this very podcast every week.
I have a problem with buying merch at Disneyland. Like, I always do it. And
Is that a problem?
it's a problem in that, and I think I may have cracked the code, actually. But previously, I will always buy something at Disneyland that I want to wear there, because you're there and everyone's wearing Disney shirts, and of course I have plenty. I could just wear the things I have, which I do, but for some reason I have a problem buying things that I will actually wear in the real world. So I decided to get this sweatshirt. I was like, two of my favorite sweatshirts. I bought one when I was much skinnier, and the other, I was also much skinnier. It's a child sweatshirt.
Is it the Christmas one?
The Christmas one is not a child sweatshirt, but I was much skinnier when I bought that. And the child's one is the hoodie that I wear all the time. That's blue from camp. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a small sweatshirt. Maybe my thing is that I want to wear a sweatshirt that's small.
Yeah.
So I just got a sweatshirt in a smaller size, and now I'm wearing it.
Yeah, it looks like all the other ones. I would have never known. The reason why I guess the child sweatshirt just is the pattern. It doesn't look ill-fitting. Neither does this one. You know what I mean? Like,
right. It's just like, I guess,
buy what you want to wear.
Buy what you want to wear. Well, it's just like funny because I'd be like, I don't wear a size small in anything. But actually, like, if the way I want the sweatshirt to fit is a size small, and if I get a size medium, then I'm like, I don't like it.
See, I am the opposite. I want it to be huge.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
And I think that part of me thinks that's what I want, so that's what I will buy, but that's not what I actually wear.
I love that you've come to this in the new year. You have understood something new about yourself.
You know
and I
what?
love
We're learning about ourselves.
And we're growing.
Yeah, and that's what 2024 is all about. What were your goals for this year?
Well, one of them I think was to read more books, and I have started a new book.
Okay, what is it?
I think it's called Encyclopedia of Fairies. It's set in the 1990s, and it's basically about this woman who's going to catalog like folklore, like you do, like David Attenborough might, which is cool. She's like in Lapland basically doing that, so that's cool. But a new bookstore opened up in my tiny little neighborhood in Milwaukee.
Oh, I love that.
Called Spoke and Word.
Oh,
it was very cute.
Is it also a bike shop?
It's not, but they have lots of it was really cozy. They let me bring my dog in, which was so cool. So if you're ever in Milwaukee, Oregon, maybe check them out.
Or if you're Spoke really and Word, consider like opening a bike shop also.
Yeah. Knocking down the wall next door and opening up a bike shop.
So you're already doing it.
To do more yoga, and I have done yoga.
Well, that's great because that's more.
It's all happening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so
proud
about you. Yeah, I was like, I've been trying to run a little bit, and I even went for a run this morning, and
it was raining.
It was raining.
I'm proud of you.
I stopped at a park on my way from dropping Nona off at school, on my way to the office, ran around, did like a mile and a half. Not very much, but
still running in the rain. Incredible.
Yeah, I can run about a mile and then I need to start walking. So I'm working up, but I did get my fastest mile time on Strava this morning. So
that's amazing.
I'm not going to tell you what it was. It wasn't very fast.
I don't even want to get out of bed when it's raining. And let me tell you, people in Portland don't know how to drive when it's raining. That's a whole other topic. But it rains here a lot. And so I see people out running in the rain and I always think, good for you, because I could never.
I have to be in a really specific mood. And this morning I was like, I can do it. And I signed up for 5K with a friend of mine.
So exciting.
We're really doing it.
We're really doing it. And we hope that you are doing we won't call them resolutions, but goals, ideals. We hope you're reaching toward them.
Yeah. Trying to be a better person. That's actually one of my goals all the time.
Yeah.
Be nicer, be better, be more present.
It's a great way to be a better person is to maybe listening to advice from a trusted source. And Lizzy, you're my trusted source.
Oh, I love that for me.
And I hope she's a trusted source for you guys, because you are listening to this podcast. And she might have some advice to give, because we do have a really good question today.
Oh, yes. I got a question. I believe I got this at the very end of 2023. And I was like, thank you. I will be discussing this. So I hope it's not too late for the letter writer, but I don't think it will be.
No. And this is a pretty good one. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Read it.
It's a little bit of a long one, so y'all buckle in. Okay. It says, Dear Lizzy, a coworker who I have known for about 6 years, who is 5 years younger than me, recently became engaged to a wonderful man she's been with for a year. Previously, she was in a 7-year relationship with a boyfriend who was, per her report, emotionally abusive at times. I have spent every week since she's been in this new relationship supporting her as she rehashes how she, quote, doesn't deserve, end quote, this good of a guy. She constantly is worried that her now fiance was constantly worried that he was never going to propose, I always validated and supported her. We never hung out outside of work until a few months ago. She and her boyfriend met my family for dinner. I was the first friend to meet him, which I remember thinking was odd. She will text my phone from sunup to sundown, constant rapid-fire texts. I have begun to just not respond because I am protecting my time and mental health. I have a small child and a husband who take priority. She just told me the other day, quote, I'm having you in my wedding, end quote. I don't want to be, period. I don't see her as a close enough friend to be in her wedding. I am realizing, though, that she may have no other friends. She asked another coworker to be her maid of honor, and it sounds like that coworker feels the same as I do. I feel like I can't say no. It would cause too many problems. She wouldn't handle it well, and I know she would make my life terrible at work. She has a sister, but they haven't been close for months due to an argument. I'm unsure what to do. Just suck it up, or say I have no desire to be in the wedding because I don't have the capacity to support her in that manner. I have no extra money for her shower or bachelorette party either. Signed, friendly, but not friends.
Yeah.
It's a doozy.
And when I first read this, I was like, ay, this is really hard. But then, not that it is not hard. It is hard when it's hard when there's a mismatch in a relationship like that. Like it's hard when you like someone more than they like you, or someone likes you more than you like them.
A mismatch of expectation. Yeah.
No matter what kind of relationship it is. And I think also there's something in here that's interesting, that is, we spend so much time with coworkers. Maybe not in the same way now if you're working remote or whatever, but we spend more time with our coworkers sometimes than with our families.
Sure.
And I had kind of a funny experience over the summer. I remember kind of in the spring where I saw a coworker that I hadn't seen in years, and I was kind of like, we're not that close of friends. And I saw him and I was like, oh my God, we're such good friends. We spent like our formative years together every day working together, and I love this person, you know, in a way that I had forgotten, because sometimes you just don't think of those relationships in the same way, but they can be very important. And also it's totally reasonable to develop relationships, like friendships with your coworkers, because how else are you going to survive work? Honestly, work is the worst. And I love my job. I love my job, but work can be really hard, and it's like capitalism sucks, whatever. But you are going to build relationships with your coworkers. This person has been a friend to her coworker for 6 years. That's a long time, really, every day. And I understand where the letter writer's coming from. She might not have felt like it was so important, but I also understand where the other person is coming from, because if someone is listening to you talk about your emotionally abusive boyfriend, you know, listening to you, like having you, that is really intimate, right? Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that she thinks you guys are good friends.
Yes.
And it also is totally fair that you don't feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think first I would say take a deep breath, because she has not asked you to be in her wedding yet. In this, she said, I'm going to.
Yes.
I want you to be in my wedding, but she hasn't said anything specific. Mm-hmm. She hasn't told you that, you know, she hasn't asked you. Mm-hmm. So I think like you're borrowing trouble a little bit.
Right.
From what my mom would say. If you spend too much time spiraling out about this.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that you have a little kid. And a little kid is a straight up get out of jail free card. You never have to go to another event if you don't want to ever in your life.
A dog is another great one. Yeah. If I ever tell you that my bosses don't listen to this, if I'm ever late to something and I say, oh my God, I'm so sorry, my dog threw up. My dog didn't throw up. He didn't. But look me in my eyes and tell me he didn't.
Sometimes he does throw up though.
Yeah, sometimes he does throw up. Yeah, it's true.
Like
sometimes he do be drinking his water real fast and then he throws up. And he always throws up on the carpet. It's never on the wood floor.
Yeah, and anyway, you got to clean that up immediately.
Yeah, yes.
So
it's gross. But anyway,
I mean, I have a little kid, and I think it would be like, I can see if my very, very, very best friend in the whole wide world was like, I need you to be in my wedding, I'd be like, okay, I can figure it out. Sure. But you'd have to be like my sister. She's like my sister.
Right.
You know, like it is absolutely so time consuming to have a little kid.
Yeah, the actual reality of having a little kid is like for real. Like, yes, it is an excuse.
It's an excuse, but it's a real excuse.
Yes.
You do not have time.
Right.
And also, I was thinking of this, like, little kids get sick all the time. Do you want someone in your wedding who's going to be like, oh, sorry,
a germ factory by proxy?
Yeah, like little Bubba over here has pink eye, so I can't be in your wedding because I got it.
Yeah,
you know.
Right.
So I think, like, if I was this woman, I would say, I think you can keep your relationship cordial. I actually think maybe you should look deep within yourself and think this person might be your friend.
Yeah,
she might actually be your friend.
I think that's important to ascertain here. Mm-hmm. Like, if you've spent so much time listening to this person bemoaning their life, right, and then offering them advice, you don't just do that for free. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
you're getting something from it.
Theoretically.
Right. Well, I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't know what it is exactly.
Sure. Theoretically, you're getting friendship or
at least entertainment.
Somebody to listen back to you, mm-hmm, or just a little light spot in your day. Mm-hmm.
That's important. You know, that sort of like human feedback. And I think it's totally reasonable of you to not respond to texts from anyone sun up to sundown. I mean, put your phone on silent.
I just realized today I hadn't responded to somebody that I like very much for a whole week. Yeah. You know what happens.
It happens.
And sometimes you do it to protect your peace and then you're like, oh, whoops.
I have some really good friends who don't text me back for weeks. Yeah. And it's, you know, it's okay. I'm like, that's fine. Not for me, but
yeah, because some people just
that's how people are.
A lot from you.
Yeah,
doesn't mean you don't like them.
Right.
Just means it's just not, you guys have different paces, and that's okay.
Totally. And I think it's totally reasonable to silence your cell phone and not respond. Respond during work hours because you know what, she's your coworker, and that's fine. Yeah. I sometimes go for walks with coworkers that I really like, and I'm like, during work hours, this is work, because part of work is having relationships with your coworkers, and that's what I think anyway. I'm nobody's boss. But
it doesn't make it any less real though, because like I think like as we get older and you know, as our lives sort of change, I think it's important, we talked a little bit about this kind of offline, but like, you know, to approach the world with childlike wonder.
Right, yeah.
But also the reality is that your life does change. The structure of your life does change. And so like, I don't know anybody who only spends 40 hours at work a week, really. Right. You know, whether that means like you're thinking about work or you're physically doing work or whatever, you know. Yeah. So we spend so much time as humans who are run by consumerism and capitalism, like at work or thinking about work or participating in work. And you can't just... you really, as hard as you might try, you can't really just compartmentalize that.
Yeah, I think it's impossible to.
It's
and you
such
probably
a
shouldn't.
big part of your life.
Yeah.
And it's okay to to have it be a little bit of oil and water. You know what I mean? Have that part of your life be that part of your life, and the family part of your life be the other part of your life. And the friends who you're friends with at work are always in your personal life, like super heavily, but that doesn't mean that they're not your friends.
Right. I think that maybe I don't get from this letter like I hate this woman.
No,
you know
no,
what I mean?
absolutely not.
Maybe she's a bit much, but not like you don't like her.
It seems like this
completely.
person's level of friendship has like a certain threshold for being at a wedding that their coworker doesn't meet.
Right.
And the coworker has a different idea.
Yeah. Which is fine. I mean, people can have different ideas about that. I don't. I've been in weddings, and and yeah, they were all people that I was very, very close to. I personally didn't have a wedding, so nobody got to be in my wedding. But I guess what I'm gonna say is that I think you can maintain the relationship here without. You don't have to like make it a focal point of your life. I think you can set healthy boundaries, like with yourself, like just not responding to texts at times that are not convenient for you, or not engaging when it doesn't work for you. And you can still be friendly and friends with this person, and say to them honestly, because it's true, if she asks you to be in your wedding, you can say, I'm so sorry. I'm so honored to be asked to be in your wedding. I do not have the capacity to be in your wedding. I have a little kid, and it is so time consuming, and I'm so exhausted all the time, and I'm paying for, daycare. It's too much. I can't do it right now. And I love you, or you don't have to say I love you. Don't say I love you if you don't mean it. I mean it. No, but just I care about you, and I'm so happy for you, and I hope that we can come to the wedding. You know, if we're invited, I hope so. Also, but I just wouldn't also want to ruin the wedding by having to pull out last minute because my kid has another virus, because these kids are sick all the time.
And also, like, I need you to know that I'm not in a financial position right now to support you in the way that somebody who's getting married deserves and needs to be supported. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think fine. We're all adults here. I'm a little worried about the part where the letter writer says that I know that she'll make my life terrible.
That seems bad. That's a concerning part. Like, why would she do that?
The letter writer also writes that like they had a large falling out with their sister, which families are difficult.
Could be a volatile person.
Sure, I'm not making like a necessarily comment there, but it kind of seems like maybe they added that to point out the fact that maybe this person is like a little volatile.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if things go sideways, you have to know that at the end of the day, you made your best effort to be as respectful of a person as possible. And it sounds like you've done this every step of the way, right? Like, you've been there for them. You have been really patient with them. You have set your own boundaries by only responding when you have the emotional bandwidth to respond, which is respectful to both yourself and the other person, despite what anybody might say who thinks they might be entitled to your time. Not saying that the other person has said that or thinks that. And perhaps go to HR sooner rather than later.
Right. If something happened, definitely. Yes. I do think though, like,
I think you'll be surprised at the way people respond to maturity and kindness.
Yeah. I think it would be really hard for a person who's rational in most ways to hear you say, like, I'm so sorry, I can't do it because of these very real responsibilities, and be mad at you. And if they are, that's a her problem. It's not a you problem.
That's not somebody you need to be friends with.
No, you know what? You don't even need to be friends with her texting friends. You don't even if somebody responded,
then you're off the hook, sister.
You really are, honestly, because that's not a person that you should that you should try to maintain a friendship with.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
And if you think something different, if you think this person should tell this person to fly a rocket to the moon or something, you can text Lizzy about
Text me. Text the word advice to 503-751-8731 and then click the link and subscribe. I will text you like every day.
She really will.
I really will. And I think you should do it. Do it for me. It's free for 2 weeks, I think.
Her fingies that have a lovely manicure today.
I know.
I got nails, both of our nails look incredible.
Oh my gosh. Destiny's nails. So good. Just hold them up to the camera, Destiny. I keep looking at them. I'm mesmerized.
So my mom used to call it procrastinail painting, because I used to, when I was in college, spend a long time painting my nails to procrastinate doing work. Now I just do it for fun because I don't really have stuff to procrastinate on anymore. Should we move on to smash or pass?
Let's smash or pass.
2024's first smash or pass.
Yes, I love it.
If you're new to Why Though the podcast, we do this little segment called Smash or Pass, where we talk about things that we love, aka things we would smash, and things we don't love so much, aka things we would pass. And Lizzy told me she has a smash. I'm very excited to hear about. Are you ready?
Yeah. Well, I have been hyping this book. Well, I was trying to get this book all last year.
Yes.
Not all last year. Like
I believe you mentioned it in our last.
I mentioned it a couple times.
I almost just dropped a computer. I'm so sorry. Anyways, didn't mean to interrupt
called
your
The Bee
smash.
Sting. I really wanted to read this book called The Bee Sting. I finally got it. I started it on New Year's Eve.
Ooh.
And I finished it 5 days later, I think. It's like 600 pages. It's long. It's so good.
And you couldn't put it down.
I couldn't put it down. I'm
Who
so
writes it
sad it's
again?
over. Paul Murray is the author. I have not read his other book. He has one called Skippy Dies, and I don't know if he has another
How come
one.
you were so excited to read this book again? Because I remember you mentioning it.
Yeah, I know. Why was I so excited to read it? I think a couple people recommended it to me that I respect, and also was a long listed for the Booker Prize, which
yes, you're a fan
I frequently,
of the Booker Prize.
yes. The winner of the Booker Prize, Prophet Song, so good this year. But I think The Bee Sting, of all the books that came out in 2023 that I read, that came out last year, it was maybe my favorite.
Better than the winner of the Booker Prize.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh,
I mean, I really like the
take.
winner, but oh my gosh, this book is so good. I was out loud laughing in the first couple pages.
Wow, love
and
that.
by the end, I was sobbing. So it's just it takes you on a journey. It's set in Ireland again.
You've read a lot of books in Ireland.
I know.
This year.
Ireland, Scotland, and England.
I love that.
Maybe I should go on a trip there.
Yeah. Head over to the UK.
I've never been to Ireland, but I studied in Scotland.
Sorry, Ireland's not in the UK. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Wow.
No, only Northern Ireland. I'm so sorry. I know better. I'm sorry.
Anyway, highly recommend this book. It's long. I already loaned it to someone, but if you're my friend and you want to read it, just tell me.
Very cool.
I know. You know what?
Yeah.
I
love books that make me feel things.
I felt, and a college friend of mine, one of the people who I think she owns a bookstore in Montana.
That's cool.
We were talking about it on Instagram. She's the one who, I think she liked it, and then she also specifically recommended it to me, and then the ending is so good, and just we were just debating the ending. You know, it's really good. Read it. The Bee Sting.
Love that.
What about you?
Well, I do have a smash, but what I was going to say is an author that I love so much that I will recommend to you if you haven't already read some of their books. They're so lovely. I can loan you a couple of them. Augustin Burroughs.
Oh yeah, what is
he makes me laugh and cry. Yeah. Running with Scissors.
Oh yes, I've read Running with Scissors.
Yeah, he has another one called Dry, which is a memoir of him in his older years. He was an alcoholic. His partner is dying of, I believe, HIV.
Oh wow.
Very sad, but he's also very funny. Along the lines of David Sedaris.
Yeah.
Sort of. Anyways.
Okay. I love. Yes.
Kind of reminds me of
love,
that. Both laughing out loud, crying. Runs the whole gambit.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yeah. Thank you.
My smash is a YouTube channel called Yoga with Adriene. I've been using Yoga with Adriene at home for many years. She's very popular. Yeah, we'll link it. She's very lovely. Her dog sits in the background, which is very sweet. His name's Benji. I don't love to do yoga at home. I'm not motivated to do yoga at home. I think if I leave my home, I'm more motivated to do anything, basically, because why would I do anything when my bed is right there, or my dog is laying on the couch and I can go sit with him? But I just like her attitude. She's very calm. Excuse me. She's just, I don't know, she just has a good vibe. The classes are never too long. They're never too challenging. You know exactly what you're getting into. I never feel bamboozled. I hate when I start a yoga thing and it's actually Pilates.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She tells you exactly what you're getting into, and so you know what you're signing up for.
Nice.
I like that. If I want to do Pilates, I want to know.
Pilates.
Yeah, I'll do Pilates.
Right.
And sometimes I do, and she has stuff that's harder like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just looking to stretch my neck.
Fair. Yeah.
So she has stuff for all different kinds of practice and whatever you want to work on. And so
I love it.
If you're into
yoga.
that kind of stuff, check that out. It's a great way to do it in your home.
This is our health podcast. Also, we talk about health. We talk about relationships. We talk about books. I love yoga too. Pass. Do you have any passes?
Do you have a pass? Oh no, my microphone is crooked. I fixed him.
Oh my gosh, your nails are so amazing.
Okay,
long. I had a oh my gosh.
Oh.
The side of a plane coming off, that is my pass for life. Oh my God.
I was talking to my roommate about this because she takes Alaska flights pretty frequently.
I recently was on an Alaska flight.
I don't think I've ever been on an Alaska flight.
I have an Alaska credit card, so we get these, you get like free companion fares. Okay, so if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Lucky you. Turn the podcast off. Do not. I would usually not say this, but please don't listen any longer. Otherwise, if you are ready for it, what was it? 2 nights ago? I don't know. A couple nights ago, a panel came off of a plane in the air. Decompress. I have been Destiny. I have been imagining grabbing my child before she gets sucked out of the side of a plane since I saw this. I'm like, well, she's never gets to sit next to the window ever again. Not that she does, but she'll sometimes. I sit on the window side,
right?
So she'll like want to look out the window. So I let her, last time we were on a plane, I let her sit in the window seat. What was I thinking?
The thing about me is that I do always take the window seat.
Me too.
Because, and I always, this is what I always say is I like the window seat because I want to know. I want to be the first one to know if we're going down because I am a really nervous flyer. And now it feels, 1, wildly inappropriate to make that joke. 2, and I listened. So there's audio released of the pilot, the Alaska Airlines pilot. First of all, I don't know her name, but
it was a lady.
I
love that.
I need to know her name. Like we know Sully's name,
right?
That man who landed the plane in the Hudson River, because she's so calm. She is so calm talking to air traffic control. She says, yes, we're depressurized. We need to land. We have this much fuel. But she's so calm.
They should have gotten over the intercom and been like, there's a woman in charge. I feel like that would have calmed people down a little bit. The way
that call would have just been me screaming. Screaming to air
the
traffic.
Videos of the people so calm. And I watched a TikTok where this woman is like, I was on the plane. People were silent. They were like, if I breathe, the plane is going to go down. They were terrified.
Yeah, that's real terror.
You could never, if that had happened and my kid was on that plane, we'd never fly anywhere ever again. She would never get on. It's already, she's like, this is a little sketchy. Like, we're in the air. I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
She would never.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? The side of the plane. What? Okay, I am no aviation expert, Destiny. I'm not. But I just think I'm a little concerned about the 737 MAX.
Yeah. I was, again, talking to my roommate about this, and I was just like, I truly don't know how I would react. There is a news. I think when you're in news, there is this sort of trauma response you have where something really bad happens and you go into real calm mode.
Yeah.
Because you have to. There are tasks that you have to execute, and almost every news person that you meet of a certain age has worked breaking news at some point in their life, and you have to be focused, or else you will get in trouble, and you have to pay your rent. Right. So I hope that I would
be calm,
but I don't know that
I'm not sure I would.
I think I'd throw up in the air.
I think I would probably throw up or pee my pants or poop my pants or something. I think because I can only imagine it with a little kid. I was like, what if she got sucked out? Would I just fling myself after her? Like, how could I live my life knowing she got sucked out of a plane? These are the kind of things you have to think about all the time. But I was thinking, when you're talking about the newspaper thing, once we're here in this office and the office used to be full. You've been in a newsroom, and we would have the police scanners on because I sat close to breaking news, and it was like over the police scanners came this call of like a mass casualty event at PSU. Turned out that's not what it was. Okay,
God,
but someone had run over 2 pedestrians with a car.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly,
still horrible.
It was horrible, but it was like, in an instant, all these people that I really care about, turns out, my coworkers that I love, even if I, they're like putting on their coats, going to, because we work very close to PSU, and I was pregnant at the time. It was not when I was pregnant with Nona, I was pregnant before. And I was like, oh shit, like I've got to go, because it was like all hands on deck. Like, go to PSU. Then the guy ended up crashing his car somewhere else. I actually did have to go to where this person crashed his car somewhere else. But in that moment, I was like, oh, this is happening. This is the thing that you never want to have to cover and that you're going to have to cover.
And people
do that all the time.
They say it sort of flippantly, where they'll be like, you know, you run toward the danger. Everyone's running away and you run toward the danger. Yeah. There have been a couple times like that in my career where I'm just like, your body says no, but you got to do it anyway.
Right. Yeah. It was really terrifying. Yeah. So
I'm glad everyone's okay.
Yeah, glad everyone's okay.
There were some minor injuries. The person sitting right next to where the panel came off had a couple minor injuries.
Amazing. Like, of course.
Yeah.
Did you see this thing? Okay. The cell phone? They're finding people's cell phones.
2 cell phones, I think.
Do you remember when, like, cell phones, if you dropped them from, like, 1 foot above the ground, they would, like,
except
break?
That one Nokia phone that will, like, be alive with the cockroaches.
Right, except my Nokia phone had scratches all over. These phones were fine.
That's insane.
They were not cracked.
That's insane.
I'm sorry. For some reason,
because if you drop your iPhone on the wrong corner, it bursts into a million pieces, and it also insults you on the way down. So, like,
anyway, so
my pass, however.
Okay, what's your pass?
Yeah, my pass. It's not as good as that.
Well, that's everyone's pass. Oh my god.
Yeah,
my husband's on a plane right now. I hope the sides of the plane are still there.
I think everyone's pass should be a panel ripping off of an airplane while you're literally in the air. I don't ever want to think about that.
Sorry.
Again. No, it's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's cool. We're fine with this.
Everything's fine. My pass is, excuse me, driving in the rain in Portland.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. You don't like it.
I don't like it. It rains here. My other pass a while ago was something else about cars in Portland, and I guess I just have beef. But it rains here about 9 months out of the year, in case you've never been here. It really is some Twilight stuff, and I do appreciate it. I love the rain. I love the weather here. For it to rain so much here, the confusion, the befuddlement, the lack of driving at the speed limit, and by that I mean driving below the speed limit, the amount of flashers I see, the tomfoolery I see on the road driving into Portland when there is a light rain going on is so maddening to me. And listen, I'm from Florida. I don't have Florida plates anymore.
You got it.
I have the B plates.
Oh, great. I'm so proud of you. Did your mom help you?
She sure did.
Okay, good.
And I know I'm from Florida, and we used to drive in hurricanes, and that's fine. That's my business, and I know that. However,
you shouldn't be driving in hurricanes, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think you should stay home in a hurricane. Am I half base here?
Yeah, but that's one of those things where everyone's going home and I'm going toward it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, fine.
And
for you, I'm saying, but not for anyone else.
Yeah. When you work in news, though, it's a little different. However, I want everyone in Portland to be safe, but I need you guys to get it together, just for me, please, as a favor to me.
I think this is so funny to me because I hear this complaint a lot.
Do you not experience it? Really?
It's not that I don't experience it. I think I have been driving in the rain since I could drive, and I'm, there's a lot of people in Portland who aren't from Portland, for one thing. There's a lot of people whenever I meet someone, I met this mom at a soccer thing this weekend and was like, she's from Eugene and I'm from Corvallis and I have a lot of family in Eugene. And I was like, in 2 seconds we found out like she knows my grandparents or whatever. Like I'm always like shocked when I meet someone from Oregon, which isn't not always, but there's a lot of people here that aren't from Oregon. So I think a lot of people are don't have experience driving in the rain. I also think it is hard to drive in the rain sometimes. When it's raining really hard and you can't see anything, I would rather people go slow.
Yeah. But the thing is, it doesn't really rain that hard here.
You're talking about a light rain.
I'm talking about Portland rain. Okay. Regular schmegular Portland rain, where it's what in Florida we would call spitting.
Yeah. Just like, okay. I also think like at the beginning of the rain season, after it's been dry for a little while and it rains the first time, it is slippery.
Be careful. Like I said, I want you to be safe.
Right.
And listen, I'm driving on little bald baby tires. Those are little bald headed tires. Yeah. And I know that I need to get new tires and that it's maybe not the safest. If my stepdad's listening to this,
don't get new tires,
Rob, don't listen to this. I will. However, so yes, I do want you to be safe, but I also want you to travel the speed limit, please. Please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I understand.
Just the speed limit. That's
just
it.
Like, I just feel like just wait till it snows.
Oh, I won't be on the street when it snows.
Okay.
Because I have little baby tires. I won't do that to myself.
Smart.
Or anybody else. You know, I'm
right.
Not do
Everybody don't do it. Last year.
And because one time I had to put snow chains. Not even chains. They were the wires.
Okay.
That's
or they're called
cords
chains.
Or whatever on my tires, and I had a meltdown.
Yeah.
Because it was really difficult, and I had to do it by myself, and
it's
not for me.
2013 Leaf, 2015 Leaf, 2013 Leaf, and it goes about 65 miles best of times. So I don't like just total, not like 65 miles an hour. It goes faster. But yeah, it doesn't. I don't drive it in the snow. But last year, do you remember when the snowstorm started? And it was when it was like, oh,
no, I was convalescing in Florida, unfortunately.
Oh, you missed
it. I missed it.
Yeah, it was really funny, haha. And that the weather service was like, unlikely, maybe like an inch of snow. It starts to snow, and I have always been like, look at these.
All the kale is gone. This is so silly.
Lunatics driving, like abandoning their cars when it starts to snow. And I had picked up Nona from school, and we were supposed to go to Kennedy School actually to soak in the pool. And my route that I was taking went over 33rd, which was on 33rd. So I would go up. There's like a hill that goes up to Fremont and then to 33rd. And it had snowed at this point so much. There was snow all over the road. It was slippery. I got stuck on the hill. I'm like, accelerating the tires are spinning. I was like, oh my God, it's me. I'm the one. I'm going to have to abandon my car on this gentle slope because I can't get it going. I have a 3-year-old in the back. How am I going to get her home? This is going to be a problem. We only have one car in my house. I don't have a sled with me. Anyway, I ended up being able to turn because I could not get up the hill. So now I have like a little more respect because I feel like sometimes these things are out of your control.
Yeah, at least I used to live in the West Hills where it would get get icy.
Yes.
And so my first winter here, I did hit the brakes, couldn't see the ice, black ice. Early morning shift. I worked 5 a.m. at the TV station, and I rolled in and I hit the brakes, and there was nobody in the street, thankfully, but I just didn't stop. I just went into the intersection and made a gentle
sorry.
And I looked around mortified and nobody was there. So I just
kept
going
in
my car and just kept going. So I do get it. And I want everyone to be very safe.
Safety
I do not
first.
want you to travel at a rate of speed that is unsafe.
We follow the basic rule here in Oregon. Do you have your Oregon driver's license?
I do. I want you to drive the posted speed limit. That's it. That's all I'm asking from you.
But Destiny, the basic rule says you need to go the proper speed for the conditions. So if it's too scary to go the speed limit.
That's your opinion though. Get in the left lane, lady. Anyway, we've run a little long, but thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, in the first Why Though of the 2024 season. We have a lot of things in store for you this year.
Oh my gosh, we do. We're going to do some great stuff, I think.
Yeah, we're really excited.
We're going to have some guests, I think. I'm going to say this year.
We're making it happen.
Guests, yeah.
We're manifesting.
I already have one. I got to tell you about. Secret for you guys. But
thank you so much for listening, though. We miss you guys. We hope you're having a great year, and we'll be here next week.
Bye.
Bye.
For listening to Why Though the podcast. Subscribe for weekly episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, and don't forget to leave us a 5-star review. If you're looking for more Why Though, check out my column that comes out every Tuesday on OregonLive.com. You can support our local journalism by going to OregonLive.com/pod support.